Kwan Southside greenhouse started back in 1966. My parents purchased this property from another grower. Back then it was quite small. It's quite a bit larger now than it used to be, so we have expanded quite a bit since then. And before then, we also had the market gardens on both sides of the greenhouse, which we used to grow potatoes, cabbage, carrots, all kinds of market garden vegetables for the public. In 1996, my father passed away, which kind of left my mom just by herself to run the greenhouse. So I decided to leave my position in Saskatchewan just to work here full time. And then she sort of taught me quite a bit about how to start seeding and growing plants. And then from there on, we just expanded the technology from other growers and learned through some online courses about how to grow better products in the greenhouse, different techniques on how to fertilize your product, when to grow, and then lots of other knowledge from other growers helps quite a bit too, and what they do and their techniques.
When we started the greenhouse, it was an old building. So in 2000, we started restructuring the greenhouse. We built a wooden greenhouse. In 2002, we went into metal, and it was a kit, and it was more modernized, where we have gears that the roofs open up. And in 2005, we finished the last greenhouse. So there's always yearly maintenance. We have to redo the plastic on the top because they only last about 10 years. And we redo the benches, maybe a little paint.
People ask me the same questions all the time when they come in here. When do you start? We don't open the whole greenhouse up just to start. So usually we start a small germination area where we start our seeding process.
We start seeding in the middle of February and just start slowly seeding some geraniums and pansies and petunias.
Vegetables are usually started a little bit later in March. So usually just flowers are started in February. So that's a very slow process. And then as March comes around, we usually order a lot of other plant materials or plants from other greenhouses. And that's where it gets quite a bit busier.
We start getting cuttings from our suppliers, and we transplant them all. We make the planters and the pots, which is actually Willie that does all that. And we have some transplanters after the seeds have grown, probably into late March. And they start transplanting all the bedding plants and the vegetables.
And then usually by May, we're opened up and we start our sales process.
We always get a catalog of the popular and new things. We always try to get some new plants. So it'll be the new proven winners, because people always like some new ideas. And then we can tell by the year before what has been sold and what was left over more at the end of the year, what people want. Like bedding plants are very popular, and begonias are one of our specialties. We have lots of those, and geraniums. And we try some new things. And like I said, either it works out or it doesn't, but everybody's always looking for something new, different colors, plants. We do custom planting, custom pots. So if people have their own pots at home, they can bring them in. And this year was actually quite popular for that. A lot of people brought them in. So you bring in your pots, and usually you can choose your own plants, but people just leave it up to Willie because he makes all the planters very nice. And there is a charge for that. And then they pick them after the long weekend in May when the weather's nicer. And I do some school tours for kindergarten kids, mostly co-centennial. And in the past, I've done about 500 kids, preschool, kindergartens, and everything. So now I just do the school that I work at, Centennial. So we do only hire local people, and we've had several students throughout the year. Usually when they come back from university, they need a job just for a little while, and it's a casual job, but we've had many different employees throughout the year. And our transplanters have been the same ones throughout the years. We've had 48 years, one of them. and the other one I think has been 35 years. This year we've had a lot of comments about how nice our plants are. Like, we have a daily or weekly fertilizing schedule and lots of calcium to keep things green, always maintaining the plants. I'm always out there plucking a flower, deadheading, trimming them down to keep them looking good. Find out more about Kwan's Greenhouse. I have a Facebook account under Kwan's Greenhouse. I have every plant that we have every year. I have a little description, and in the season, we also use Instagram, and I post daily of what our specials are and a little bit about each plant and what things go together. And we've made a lot of videos for our community, sort of famous in our little community, about how to plant a planter and how to fertilize, and just a lot of how-to videos. Gardening is very therapeutic for people, especially in times like this. Like, everything has gone up in prices, but every year we think that there'll be less and less flowers. But people say, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I do gardening.
Even watching your seedlings grow up and just get larger and larger and turn into nice looking flowers and all that, that's always therapeutic too, that you were very successful at your technique and how you're growing plants. And then also customers coming in too, saying, oh, these are really nice plants. And I love the comments from the customers for sure.
I have people coming in daily, sometimes to visit, sometimes to look at the flowers and to buy them. And especially with the price of all the vegetables, a lot of people are planting their own gardens they never used to. It is a small community, and I do go out into the world, but a lot of people I only see once a year, and they come into the greenhouse and we have long chats. And it's nice to see them and to reconnect all the time. This is our 60th year. It's our 60th anniversary that we're celebrating.
We're always learning new stuff. In the horticulture business, there's always new plants and there's always new techniques to better your products. And so far as the time, we're just going to keep on going.
There's a story to tell in every community. What should we feature next on maxTV Local? Let us know at SaskTel.com/local.